cougar cats over there, they can't purr, they can only roar. So just different vocal structures between big cats and small cats. Now, despite how relaxed Sierra looks here, cougars are actually extremely agile animals, and the easy way that you can tell the agility or the general agility of a cat is simply by looking at their tail. If you look at Sierra's tail, you'll notice that it's actually a lot longer than the tiger's tail. If it's in proportion to her body size compared to the tiger's body size, the cougar's tail is a lot longer than the tiger's. And also it's very thick and bushy from the base all the way down to the tip there. And basically they use their tails for counterbalance, for stabilisation, and also to give them added momentum when they're trying to make jumps and trying to chase down their prey. So a very, very effective tool, and also to land back on their feet. Like if you saw a tree climb from the tigers, you were seeing that as they're coming down the tree, they would flick their tails around and move them back to their body so that they can land back on their feet again. Now, we can't house our cougars in an environment like Tyrone as much as we'd like to, simply because Sierra, she'd probably have no problems jumping across the moat, or maybe she might. She's not the best jumper, but generally cougars would have no problems jumping across the moat, which is about 7.5 metres, and or up the back walls, which are about 5 metres in some places. She'd climb up a tree, jump over the fence, and she'd be gone. We'd never see her again. Or if we did, she'd be saying hello to your kids in the park somewhere. Now, the enclosure that we have for these guys is out in the back, and it's sort of around half the size of Tiger Island, but it's totally enclosed, because if there's a way to get out, then these guys will definitely find that, and that's not what we want. So, why we like to bring these guys out and give you guys a nice close-up look at the cougars, we also like to demonstrate just a small jump from our girls. So is anyone here keen to see Sierra do a bit of jump? Yeah. Great. Well, we'll see if we can get her up and about. But the funny thing is that Inca is actually the better jumper out of Inca and Sierra, but we thought we'd bring Sierra out for a bit of a wander today. We do like to rotate the girls around. Now the funny thing is that Inca, she likes to jump for a piece of chicken breast, which is understandable, being that they're strict carnivores and they only eat meat. But Sierra, she doesn't go for the chicken. In fact, if we put the chicken breast up there, she doesn't even look at it. She has a fascination for soft toys, so she prefers to jump for the soft toy, hopefully without its hand in it. And she goes for the soft toy, and then we give her the piece of chicken breast. It's very, very strange, but that's just Sierra. So what we do is we just raise it up. We won't take it all the way up, just a nice height for her. Now if we put this up for Inca, then she wouldn't even look up at it, which is once again understandable. Now because we've had the girls from about 3 weeks of age, we used to give them lots of toys and soft toys, so this is why Sierra has a bit of a fascination for these guys, and why she likes to take wanders through the shop, because there's lots of big soft tigers. Now if she does touch the soft toy, she brings it down. We'll get you guys to give her a big round of applause, because that tells her that we've enjoyed her effort. And see her ears starting to go back there, and her whiskers are flared out. Her eyes have even dilated a little bit. These are all characteristics just to show that she is interested. Like your cat at home will show. Likes to take the time. They're very patient animals, cats.
That's good.
Great job. This is where the chicken breast comes in. Alright, pretty good jump for Sierra.
That's great.
Inca's a bit better jumper. Inca's got a bit more of an up and down motion. Sierra's got a little bit more of an arcing motion, so she does lose a bit of height. She's also a little bit bigger. But yeah, we can usually take Inca sort of near the top there for a chicken breast. Hence why all the bits and pieces are missing out of the mat and all this sort of behaviour. Alright, now we'll see how she goes, but we might try another one of those jumps in just a little bit further on past the presentation. But many people ask us how many cougars are there left in the wild, and are we going to breed with our cougars? So we don't actually know the number of them out in the wild. Nobody knows. They're very hard animals to count, because obviously they're very elusive and they'll disappear once they see or hear humans. But the status of the cougar is one of being a threatened species. They're only protected as different subspecies. Like I said before, there's 26 different subspecies. One of those is the Florida panther, That's actually considered to be an endangered species and is therefore protected. But any cougars found throughout Texas or Arizona are actually considered to be a pet species, and you can actually go out and shoot a cougar if it's on your property in those places. And sadly enough, even today on the internet, you can sign up and go on a hunting trip for this particular animal in front of you. So personally, I think it's a bit of a sad mentality that a lot of us do have for this particular animal and other animals like her. Guys, we have covered a fair bit, but I'll chuck it over to you now. If you've got any questions you'd like to know about Sierra or cougars in general, just shout them out or raise your hands. Yep. She was born here in Australia, and she was born down close to Sydney, in a place down there. And they sort of rang us up and said if you'd like to take a couple of cougars, and we jumped at the chance. Yep. She's 10 years old, so that's pretty old for a cougar. That's about as long as she'll grow there, yeah. She won't get too much bigger, not unless we feed her eggs.
Daniel and Adrian already.
Now with the food, we feed these guys a variety of meats. We feed them basically the same diet that the big cats get, only in smaller amounts. Sierra